Hi! So if you're new to my channel, I'm Jess and I like to talk about LARP on the internet. LARP stands for Live Action Roleplay and essentially is a game of make-believe for people of all ages. So let's be frank, LARP in 2020 took a massive nosedive into a fiery pit of doom. COVID-19 has pretty much stopped every activity where you go out and meet people. However, I can say that if 2020 has taught me anything, it's that LARPers are some of the most resilient people you will ever meet. We have been out of the hobby for 1 year and I have watched people create online LARPs, get together with friends, make sure they're all staying in contact, play games with each other, make new LARP kit, do vlogs, do blogs, do crafting stuff. It has been absolutely incredible to see people keeping this hobby alive. And everyone is so keen to get back into character and get back together. And now, fingers crossed, we are actually looking at being back together for 2021. So whether you are a new LARPer who's just getting started or an old hand who's getting ready for LARP in 2021, here are some tips on how to approach LARP in the new year. Most guidelines that are in place are not just there to protect you, but are there in case you are an asymptomatic carrier and to prevent you from passing on COVID-19 to more vulnerable people. Just because you feel fine doesn't necessarily mean that you are. If your local guidelines state that you should be wearing a mask, then you should be wearing one, even at LARP. Read what advice is available to you from your local authority and stick to it. Read what advice your LARP organisers are giving out and do adhere to it. And if those contradict each other, make sure that you're following whichever one is the safer option. In this current climate, it is safer to be cautious than to just disregard safety advice. Please remember that if you're going to a festival style LARP event that involves a lot of combat, then the rules for safety that will be applicable to you may actually resemble closer to sporting events than they do to festivals. Keep an eye on any COVID-19 news leading up to the event, especially any that is relevant to the area that you will be LARPing in. Things change very rapidly at the moment and it's really important to stay on the ball for everyone's safety. I always stress hygiene at any LARP, no matter what, but as we have no idea if COVID-19 is really going to be under control by the time we are going back into a LARP field, it is really important to keep on top of it. Make sure to bring things like your own hand sanitizer, make sure you always have one on you, and if you lose it, make sure that you have spares somewhere. LARP organisers are absolutely awesome, and I would be very surprised to be attending any LARP where they haven't actually already supplied some. However, I do attend LARPs where people tend to steal things from public supply and hoard it for themselves, so it is really important to have your own just in case. There really is no excuse for you not being prepared on your own. Have sanitary wipes prepared for any eating surfaces that you're going to be on. Make sure you wipe them down before you use them and that you wipe them again once you've finished. In this current climate, it doesn't matter if things like this break your immersion because our safety is far more important than us having a good time. Don't share drinking containers. Drinking can be a massive part of LARP culture. I have literally been to an event where I didn't buy myself a single drink because people just handed them to me. It's really common to see pictures of LARP events where people are just sharing drinks around a campfire. But until coronavirus is under control, it's much safer to just cap this behaviour. Make sure that you have your own tankard, water skin, bottle, whatever is suitable for your LARP. I personally think that tankards and drinkware are going to be a wonderful gift to give LARPers in Christmas this year. I have a video on that if you've missed it, so please go check that out if you've still got time to buy someone a present and you don't know what to get them. It is really important at this time to make sure that all of your plates, cups and cutlery are all 100% clean, so make sure you do take the time to do that, even if you'd rather be rushing off to go off into battle. And if your LARP is insisting that you do wear a mask for the events, which is a real possibility at this time, make sure you have one for every day of your event, because there's no guarantee you're going to have the facilities to wash them at night. And because you're getting ready to do this now, you've got plenty of times to go and make sure that you've got ones that go with your LARP costumes. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't feel well, don't go to your LARP event. Every year we all hear jokes about LARP lurgy when you've gone to an event and somebody has come with some form of cold or flu but they didn't want to miss out and we all go home with it. It's well known that when you've got large groups of people coming in from all over the land, Someone is going to come with a bug. That's why people at university get flu in the first few weeks of the year. And I will confess, I have been patient zero at a LARP event. I didn't know I was sick when I left home, but by the time I arrived, it was really apparent that I was running a fever. It was not my finest moment, and yes, 90% of the people I attended that event with, because it was not a large event, caught flu the week after. In previous years, we've accepted the risk of LARP lurgy as part of the fun, but now is not the time to not take it seriously. LARP is a hobby that attracts vulnerable people, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And right now we're focusing on the physically. My game is full of people with respiratory disorders, diabetes, and autoimmune diseases. We know that COVID-19 is a serious risk to these people. And we also know that complications can arise in people with no known prior conditions. Even if you're confirmed that what you have is not COVID, it's still not fully understood how other illnesses can possibly make COVID-19 worse. So at this moment in time, we cannot risk passing on things like colds and flu to people who are also possibly at risk of COVID-19. So if you think you're sick in any way, shape or form, don't go. A fear of missing out on LARP is not a reason to risk the lives of your fellow players. There is a risk that because of COVID-19, some of our LARP events in 2021 are going to be cancelled. And yes, that will be incredibly frustrating after all of our events in 2020 are cancelled. This is not the fault of the event organiser, and it is poor form to take it out on them. These are the people who will have written the story, they will have booked the venue, they will have planned this thing for months and months and months. They absolutely do not want to cancel their events, and you being frustrated because they've had to do it because of a pandemic is not helpful, and it's not on. LARP organisers will likely lose money if they book venues and then have to cancel because of COVID-19. They are not 100% protected. So don't blame them. Be supportive and encourage other people to be supportive as well. Keep keen, keep everyone eager until the game is finally able to be run, because most of them will be, because like I said, organisers have worked super hard on these. They don't want to cancel them forever. We will get there one way or another, but it is so important that you're understanding and that you're patient. 2021 is going to be a really interesting year, and I really hope that this video becomes completely irrelevant and no one needs to watch it, because the pandemic will be 100% over by then. But the fact is that until this pandemic is under control, this is our reality. And the fact is that we have to adapt until things are more under control. Thank you so much for watching. I have more LARP 101s coming in the new year, so subscribe now. It has been an absolute roller coaster of a year. Take care, stay healthy, and I will see you on the battlefield soon.